Hello and welcome to another episode of Star Wars Battlefront Weekly. My name's Greg Henniger.
And I'm Lorenzo Valoria.
And last week we talked about community levolution ideas, and there was a lot of really awesome ones. But then somebody left a comment that got us thinking, and we just had to read it on the air. It was Elijah Zackrell said, "It would be amazing if the clans could have their own emblems on their ships and armor. Like if you had drop ships, you could have the clan symbol there. And in Conquest, if they made it multiplayer, clans could have their own cruisers. If two clans invaded a planet, then the two clans could have different markings and you could tell the clans apart."
That's a lot of clans.
That's a lot of clans, like 40 times. But there is something really cool there. Battlefield 4 has a very robust clan emblem creator.
Yeah, you could go in there and make basically anything you want just out of the little shapes and colors.
And then it ends up like somewhere on your soldier or whatever. But the clan symbol idea is very awesome, especially if you could just paint it onto the side of any giant.
Right on your fuselage of your X-Wing or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
Yeah.
Good one. And get this, Star Wars Battlefront Weekly fans.
We got news!
No more speculation today. We got a touch of news.
Yeah, we do. EA's chief financial officer, Blake Jorgensen, or Jorgensen, or whatever. He went and said, we've done movie games over the years, and we wanted to make sure that we weren't doing a movie game, i.e. games based on a movie. So basically what he's saying is all of the Star Wars franchise games coming out of EA are going to be having their own franchise. Like, it won't be based off of the
Yes. This is very exciting because we're not going to get a Star Wars Revenge of the Sith game on the day Revenge of the Sith comes out.
Right.
And it's not going to be one of those like weird attempts to do a one-to-one movie tie-in. So
no more crappy beat 'em up where you're just Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi fighting a bunch of battle droids and stuff. The developers will have more creative freedom with the licenses, and they could potentially make more interesting stories.
Yeah, and I mean, this isn't something that's new to Star Wars games in general, because then you would have you got characters like Kyle Katarn, who came out of the Jedi Knight series. He was never in the movies or anything like that.
Yeah, and then there's Star Wars The Old Republic, or Knights of the Old Republic. BioWare just kind of took the Star Wars license. They created all their own characters. They created an entire galaxy, basically, that really wasn't in the Star Wars universe before.
Yeah.
And they just kind of created a new Star Wars. So potentially we could get a lot more of this with this new outlook.
Yeah, and there's characters that we already know a lot about, like 1313, may it rest in peace, was going to be this story of Boba Fett and how he grew up and all of that. And like, how awesome would it be to get a Uncharted-like game starring a young Han Solo or something like that?
Oh man, that would be freaking amazing.
It'd be like printing money. It would be the greatest thing ever.
So that's our little bit of news for today. What does that mean for Battlefront? It means that DICE doesn't necessarily have to follow what the movie does. Originally, we were thinking 2014, 2015, when the new episode comes out, that was when the new DICE game would come out as well.
And so all the levels and things were going to just mirror what's happening in the movies.
Right, and we were just thinking, they could just easily do that, have some of the Galactic Republic era and the new era come out and just have all the battles set. But what they could do now is kind of just make their own. They could have another KOTOR style, maybe Old Republic era Battlefront series, and they're just
why
open.
the hell not? I mean, Star Wars Rogue Squadron did a lot of things like that. They just came up with awesome stuff. Like you had that Star Destroyer that crashed on the beach, and you're taking out little AT-STs that are walking around on the ground.
AT-STs are wrapping your tow cables around them, but they have total creative freedom with this new outlook that EA's like putting out there. So I'm really excited to see what they come up with.
And let us know in the comments if this is exciting news for you, because we definitely are excited about it. But that's all we have for this week. Last week's question of the week was, would you rather have a reboot of Star Wars TIE Fighter
or Rogue Squadron?
Yeah, we had some pretty great answers. Okay, so Prototype 64, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, because nothing is better than playing as the Rebel scum. Not to mention the gameplay was the best when handling an X-Wing.
Awesome. Red Baron 91801 Gaming said, how about a combined TIE Fighter and Rogue Squadron reboot where you can play either as a TIE fighter pilot or an X-Wing pilot. For instance, picking one will give you a different mission point of view.
That's okay. So we picked both. And that's that sounds good to me.
It's pretty cool.
Greg Hef 0511, both rebooted. Again, another person wanted both. But there's always one I've wanted rebooted. Star Wars Shadow of the Empire. Bring back the Outrider, aka Dash Rendar's ship.
Oh, I love Dash Rendar.
Yeah, heavily influenced by the Millennium Falcon.
He's a great guy.
Very cool. All right, so for this week's question of the week, going a little bit off of the news, would you rather DICE's new Battlefront be based solely on movie battles, i.e. Battle of Hoth, Battle of Yavin, and the battles that we don't even know about that are going to be coming up in the new movies?
Or would you rather have DICE just make something completely new, completely different, something that we haven't seen before?
Yeah, so let us know in the comments section down below. And if you guys have any interesting comments about DICE's news, feel free to leave them in there too. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all those great things in our social media channels, and we'll see you next time.
May the Force be with you.
Oh, hey, if you guys want to see last week's episode of Star Wars Battlefront Weekly, just click right up here. If you want to see Super Smash Brothers Wii U Weekly, just click right down here. Ben.